Hey everyone, this is GTA 6 Empire. I've prepared this exclusive video for you which explains the ultra-advanced AI in GTA 6. So turn up the volume and enjoy watching. Did you know that for GTA 6, the NPCs will have dynamic intelligence systems based on advanced AI algorithms that allow real-time decision-making? Wow! In addition to that, the non-player characters will have adaptive behaviors and persistent memory systems. And if you didn't understand a thing, basically what I'm saying is that the common and repetitive NPCs that follow a predetermined path, pattern, or action are over. Instead, we will see characters that think, remember, and act as if they have a mind of their own. This is backed by Rockstar, which has been quietly developing an AI system so sophisticated that it could forever change the way we understand open worlds. Additionally, we have several patents registered by Take-Two Interactive. Among them is one of the most important, and it is the system and method for virtual navigation in a game environment, published in 2023, and as it says, it is an advanced system for virtual navigation in a video game environment. Because today, the behavior of NPCs is based on a limited and simple network of nodes. Imagine a kind of invisible map of points and lines, where each node represents a location in the world, a corner, an intersection, a house, and many more. And the lines function as connectors between these nodes, resulting in predetermined routes that the NPCs follow without any sense. For example, if an NPC's path is blocked, it cannot plan an alternative route and is not aware of external factors like traffic, weather, or, quote-unquote, people around it. But here comes this patent to the rescue, as it is divided into two levels, a global or high level and a local or low level. Each level has its function, and they constantly communicate with each other. The global level thinks on a large scale, as it has a complete view of the game world, everything that includes streets, areas, traffic conditions, and many more. And it is responsible for deciding the best route from the point of origin to the destination, taking into account how the external conditions should be. Traffic, weather, accidents, random events, everything imaginable. In summary, the system not only chooses the shortest path, but the most logical one based on the current situation of the world. Now we have the local level, which controls the detailed execution of the NPC's movement based on the immediate environment data. Let's take an example. I am an NPC and my global route says I should go to my job downtown and hasn't detected traffic or accidents, so it generates the most convenient route for me. But suddenly, my local level detects some traffic due to the sudden crossing of a truck, I don't know, 500 meters away. So the local level informs the global level about this inconvenience. And what the global level does is send an alternate route to the local level. I hope that was understood. So it sends us on an alternate route 200 meters away, thus solving the problem that was preventing me from getting to work quickly. And that's how each NPC can adjust their behavior according to their personality. Some drivers will be more aggressive, while others will be more cautious or indecisive. And some pedestrians will react faster than others to danger. A madness, dude. And this connects directly with another of the most impressive systems, for which I ask you, have you ever noticed how the NPCs in games tend to move all the same? They walk the same, run the same, and when it rains, their reaction is almost null. Well, that's exactly what Rockstar wants to break with GTA 6. It turns out that Take-Two registered a patent called System and Method for Virtual Character Locomotion. And what it basically explains is a completely new way to animate characters within the game world. Instead of using fixed animations like walking, running or falling, GTA 6 will use a modular system where each movement is built in real time, crazy. This is based on small animation fragments called motion blocks. Imagine it like this. Before, the NPCs were like actors, we could say, who only knew how to repeat a script. Now they are improvisers. The game doesn't tell them, walk like this, but rather, look at the weather, your physical state, your surroundings, and decide how to fucking move. The example I give you is, if an NPC is tired, carrying grocery bags, and it starts to rain, the system will combine animations of walking slowly, keeping balance, and covering from the water. All of that is generated automatically without an animator having created that exact sequence. Now, this system uses something Rockstar calls archetypes and movement types, where an archetype would be the type of character, for example, an office worker, tourist, or a gangster. Hit 'em. and each one has its own movement style. Then, the game chooses which animations to use based on what is happening in the environment. If the office worker is running late to work, they will move differently than if they are walking leisurely at noon. Additionally, this system uses what the patent calls a blackboard, a kind of shared brain that stores all the environmental information. If there is rain, if there is traffic, if the character is injured, or even if they are in a bad mood. With that, the game can intelligently decide how each NPC should move at any given moment. The best part is that this method not only makes everything look more natural, but also reduces the load of animations. Instead of having thousands of different files, the game reuses these movement blocks like Lego pieces, building unique animations for each situation. And if you think about it, that completely changes how the open world of GTA 6 will feel. You are no longer surrounded by generic NPCs. Now you are surrounded by digital people. And if all of the above already seems crazy to you, the next patent deals with systems and methods for the rapid simulation and visualization of dispersed fluids. This means the game will simulate things like rain, sweat, blood, puddles, whatever you can imagine, in a way never seen before. Until now, in most games, liquid effects are purely visual animation, a texture of drops stuck to the camera, a puddle that doesn't move, or an NPC that gets wet the same regardless of the intensity of the rain. But this patent completely changes the rules, as it allows fluids to behave like real fluids without the game falling apart in performance. And you might be wondering, how the heck do they achieve it? Well, I'll explain it to you quickly. Generating fluid rendering directly in 3D models is not only costly, but it also demands a lot of machine performance, as the game engine would have to perform thousands of calculations per second for each drop that falls, slides, or accumulates. And seriously, believe me when I say that would make the game unplayable. So this patent literally comes to save the day, because to calculate the movement of the liquid, instead of doing it directly on a 3D surface, what it does is create an invisible 2D version of that surface. Imagine it like a kind of plastic over that 3D object, where rain, sweat, or blood move and react to gravity, textures, or temperatures. Then, that result is projected back onto the 3D model, and that's what you see on screen. So what seems like a simple visual effect is actually a real physical simulation running in real time. Let's go with an example and take our NPC named Pepe. Imagine that Pepe runs under the sun of Vice City, starts sweating, and that sweat accumulates in areas of his body where the fabric presses more. If it starts to rain, Pepe will get wet and the drops will hit his clothes, slide down the folds, and when Pepe enters an air-conditioned building, part of the liquid slowly evaporates. And now, imagine that everything I just told you was calculated in real time by the game engine. That's amazing, man. Let's continue with another strong and ambitious point of Grand Theft Auto 6. It's about the memory systems and persistent relationships. Literally, this will blow your mind, dude, as it refers to NPCs having memory. And therefore, they will be able to remember your actions. If you rob a store in a neighborhood several times, the neighbors will start to recognize you. If you insult or hit someone, that NPC might remember you, avoid you, or even seek revenge later on. This is not a simple reputation meter like in old games. This goes much further, believe me. Your actions will have consequences that persist over time. Imagine what that means for immersion. The NPCs will stop being just things that move around to become inhabitants with digital consciousness or whatever. Now, that also goes hand in hand with the fact that NPCs can have routines, work schedules, friends, relationships, even mood changes, as we mentioned earlier. On weekends, you will see the beaches full and the shopping centres empty. During the week, the same characters you saw relaxing on the sand will be driving to their jobs. And all this happening dynamically, without tricks or mods, dude. And if we talk about realism, we can't forget the new crime reporting and witness system. Unlike GTA 5, where the police seem to have a supernatural radar, now everything will depend on what the witnesses see and how they react. Some will run away, others will record with their phones, and some will dare to intervene. The descriptions given by witnesses will directly affect the police response. If you change clothes or hide, you can throw off the officers. And the best part, the police now accept the 50,000 reasons not to arrest you. They also analyze the situation and act according to real protocols. So get the idea that if you hit a pedestrian on the street, a police officer won't come to hit or shoot you, like in GTA 5. It will be more like GTA 4, where the cop first asks you something like, "What are you doing?" It is also worth noting that the police will have a functional memory of who you are. Obviously, if you run into them several times, so it's not a bad idea to start thinking about a change of clothes or look. So in summary, the witness description system and the police AI will make you keep a low profile and will also completely change your actions within the game. It's great for some and not for others, since you won't be able to go around running people over or launching missiles like crazy. Well, another completely new system is the in-game social networks. We already saw it in Trailer 1, and it was one of the most highlighted and mentioned topics by the players.
Oh, GTA 6 will have TikTok. Look at that. There will be Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff.
Moreover, this patent gains significant importance due to the influence that real times will have on the game's story. Obviously, it doesn't stop there. Rooster's Beak. Since, like this pair, the world of GTA 6 will be flooded with characters involved in the game's social networks, confirming so far that the GTA saga remains a parody of real life. But well, this patent promises to be one of the most outstanding for communication and entertainment. Let's give an example and bring Pepe back. If you get into a fight with Pepe, the NPCs can take out their phones and start recording or streaming, then upload those videos to their networks and, why not, create trends within GTA 6 itself. In this way, if you cause chaos in an area, you could go viral, which would make more characters recognize and react to you on the street. In short, you should be careful with your digital reputation. Now we move on to the next pattern, which goes hand in hand with the insatiable dissatisfaction of players wanting to access all or most buildings within video games. Well, it seems this patent is aimed at fulfilling that desire, as it offers the system and method for generating objects and game environments. Basically, it writes a system to generate building interiors and game environments procedurally, that is, automatically and dynamically. Instead of developers having to manually design each room or building, the game engine uses predefined blocks of parameters like building type, size, function, or style, and a set of modular pieces like walls, floors, ceilings, furniture, windows, etc., which are ultimately combined with each other. The system uses something called graph traversal, a network of options connected to each other, where each node represents a part of the environment. Thus, the engine traverses that graph to decide how to build an environment, which rooms to include, how to connect them, and what decoration to place, all according to the context. For example, an expensive apartment in Vice City would not have the same furniture or layout as an old hotel in Port Gellhorn. In summary, this patent allows for the creation of thousands of different interiors without designing them one by one, maintaining quality, coherence, and variety. In a game like GTA 6, this would mean a much more lively and accessible city, where almost every building could have a unique and explorable interior. Well, as you have seen, we will have NPCs that think, remember, and react, cities that change, AI-generated interiors, and a bunch of craziness, crazy. Rockstar is literally building a simulation of life itself. And the craziest thing is that this doesn't stay on the screen. The same artificial intelligence driving GTA 6 is already changing our real world. Things like work, study, communication, and relationships are not like before. The thin line between the virtual and the human is becoming thinner. Maybe GTA 6 is not just the future of video games, but a glimpse into the future of ourselves. Don't forget to subscribe, leave your like, and comment any nonsense. Goodbye.